Hi, welcome to Data Appreciation with Shina, and we'll be looking at a Google Cloud Self-Place Lab on Google Scale titled BigQuery Qwik Start Console. That is GSP072. So in this lab, we'll be looking at storing and querying massive data sets and knowing that it's a time-consuming and expensive venture without the right hardware and infrastructure. So BigQuery is data an enterprise data warehouse that solves this problem by enabling fast user queries. So we would know that we would move data into BigQuery, and that helps us to handle the hard work. Note also that you can access BigQuery in the Cloud Console and the command line too, or by making calls to the BigQuery REST API using a variety of client libraries such as Java, .NET, or Python. There are also a variety of third-party tools that we can use to interact with BigQuery. So let's have a look at each of these links before we go into our lab. So here's the BQ tool. It's a Python-based command line interface. We have the BigQuery API. We have the BigQuery API client libraries. This for BigQuery partners, the link is missing. So let us continue on this. So what we're going to do on this lab is we'll query the public data set, we'll create a new data set, we'll load data into the new table, and we'll query a custom table. Now, before we start the lab, requirements is the Chrome browser. We have a time to complete the lab. So once we click on this Start Lab button, we would go through the sign in with username and a password. And once the lab opens, we would activate the Cloud Shell at the top of the Google Cloud Console. So the upper right, we'll find it on Google Cloud Console. Now, remember, once we activate the Cloud Shell and we're authenticated, we will see our project ID on the line. And let us start our lab. Remember, we'll open it in incognito once the window comes up. So let's open our Google Cloud Console in incognito window. Once we get the error message at times, we run it again. It's a temporary error. Let's sign in. Give me a temporary student account. Once we're in, agree and continue. Close the site tutorial. And this is our Cloud Shell, which we're going to activate now. So right after I activate our Cloud Shell, here are our checkpoints, which tell us when we end this lab if we're done properly. So we're going to continue and authorize thumbs up. authorized and we're in. So Google Cloud is a command line tool for gcloud is a command line for Google Cloud. It comes pre-installed on Cloud Shell and supports app competition. We can also list the active account name with this command. So we can list which account is authorized here. So see gcloud authorization list. You see our student account as indicated here. So the next thing we'll do is and check our project on this account. You see our project name is Labs GCP. Our active configuration is Cloud Shell 17541. Here's a full guide on the link to a full guide on Google Cloud. That's the Google command line interface. So next task is to open BigQuery and pick from publicly available datasets. So we navigate BigQuery, we would accept the welcome message, query, done, and welcome message. We'll drag this down a bit, close this. Next task is to query a public dataset. So we'll click SQL query to create a new query. We'll copy it and paste this into BigQuery editor. This is our editor. Saying select weight, pounds, state, year from the BigQuery public data samples. So you can see we can, for those who are using a Mac, you have command and click to open the resources window for this data we have here. So select at the fields so you can see the weight and pounds field. You can see the state field here. Also see gestation weeks field here too. Let's run. You can see our results having 1, 2, 3, 4 fields. 1, 2, 3, 4. So next, remember this data sample holds information about US natality. Natality is birth rate. A green or red check displays depending on whether a query is valid or invalid. So here the green check, so our very query was valid because prior to this we had a code run. So the validator also describes the amount of data that can be processed after we run the query. So we'll do that. I'll show it to you next time we place a query for running. So the information helps determine the cost to run a query. Your query results. So these are query results. Shows them the following, which we had something earlier. So now let's check our progress to verify the performance tasks. If I've successfully queried against the public data set, we'll see an assessment score. So let's check our progress. So we have properly done that. Note that you can browse the schema of other public data sets in BigQuery by clicking the Add button, then we go to public data set and we search BigQuery public data in the search marketplace. Draw our data. So here we can search public data sets for what we need. So let's just go to the Explorer pane, click on View Actions, then we'll click on Create Dataset. Back with this button. So Explorer, come down here, Create Dataset. We'll set our data ID to baby names and leave other fields as default and click on Create. So data ID to baby names. So let's see if we can create without picking a region. So we have to pick a location. Let's pick this Central Iowa. Let's see if something missing here. Under the two quick labs. Fail to create data sets. Sets already exist. So let's see, create data set, baby names. Let's change it to that's okay. There's created data set already. Okay. So here it is already. The data set is there. So let's check our progress. The next, we're going to load data into a new table. Next, we'll create a table inside baby name dataset and then load the data file from our storage bucket into the new table. In Cloud Console, navigation menu BigQuery, we return to BigQuery console. Go to baby name dataset, click View Actions, near the data, and click on Create Table. Baby names, Create Table. So next we'll the Create Table dialog will set the following fields. So these are the values. We create table from Google Cloud Storage. Next is the select the bucket from this file. Next, file format CSV. Next, we have the table name, which is named 2014. So be careful when you're copying to publishers. Next, we will edit as text. Slide on, and then we add the following text box. Click on Create Table button. Let's check our progress. When we create a table, you will see the names 2014 table under the baby names data set. So right now, so you can see it here names 2014 created under the baby names data set. Okay. I missed a step. There's a mix up somewhere. So let's see. Names underscore 2014. Name. Load data into your table. So we have the baby names. We have the gender. So we have the baby names already. We have the name, gender, and count. Let's create a table again. So I'll get the baby names data set. Click view actions to create table. Let's see if it's still good because it's complained that already has. We're picking from Google Start Cloud Storage. Next, we are using this bucket. Our format is press ID. I have lowercase. We have sorry. Nation. And it's let's leave that default file format. Names or script created because already exists. So, so this seems to be a problem somewhere. Because here you can see the name, gender, and count. Next, it said running a query against the custom data is identical to the query in a public data set that we did earlier, except that now we're creating from a table instead of a public table. In BigQuery, we click the SQL plus sign query at the top, and we'll copy this into the query editor, and we'll click run. So this displays the top 5 boys names of the year for 2014. So you click here, query will process this amount of data when you run it. So we have the top 5 is indicated here. Noah, Liam, Mason, Jacob, and William. It's also on visualization. So next, what we'll do to check our progress. So below is a true or false question to reinforce your understanding of the lab concept. Answer to best of our choices. So BigQuery is a fully managed enterprise data warehouse that enables super fast queries. That's true. I think we should go back to. So we've seen manuals last updated 2025 in April 2025. That's probably about a year ago. But maybe a change. That's why we're not having this tax 4 coming up. Put that in the end message. Having a challenge with the loading data into table because the data is already on the table. We can see here the data is on the table. There as specified. I want to just see the 1000 results. 1 to 50 I have 200. Let's say we want so just try the query out, see if you can order it by the count descending. Thank you very much, and that's for the BigQuery Quick Start console. And our lab. I'll have our comments. As I've done before. Okay. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.